This episode is brought to you by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro near you at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.
Brian is in Pittsburgh. Hey, Brian, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hello, Mr. Ramsey. Thanks for having me on.
Sure. What's up?
So, recently passed away, and they're with the Lord, and they left myself and my brother an inheritance. We both paid off our mortgages, and then we both invested. He invested in a way, I'd say, the typical average way, and I sought out like a Christian financial advisor, and he wanted, I invested in, I guess what we'd say, more Christian-friendly stocks. And he invested around June last year, and so he had his money in about 6 months, and he had made probably 50% more than what I had made with my stocks, and they had only been in there about 3 or 4 months. When I talked to his advisor then and told her how I was investing, and she said, she didn't say it out loud, but basically what she was saying is, I'm going to earn about half as much as he is if I invest that way. So I wanted to see what your thoughts were on that.
Well, there are a couple of thoughts that come. Number one, that way is you've got a small portfolio of single stocks, and you can't keep up with good mutual funds, regardless of the ethical standards of the selection. So just because he's investing, he's more diversified across many stocks and mutual funds and so forth, I would assume. In other words, like you got 10 or 15 stocks, he's probably got 300.
Okay.
So that way, even if we take out the ethical considerations of the selection of those companies, it's not there. And so it's not just that sin pays more. Okay? It's the way you've structured your portfolio is the thing. Now, then if you want to investigate a mutual fund that has done pretty well with that, the Timothy Plan out of Atlanta has a long track record. And
I am in that one.
Do what?
I am in that one. That's one of there's 10 different funds that I'm in. And the Timothy
you're in
Plan
funds. You're not in, I thought you said you bought stocks.
I'm not really sure what it is. I just invested with them. So it's...
Ding, ding, ding. Okay, number one, don't put the money in things you don't know what they are. Okay? And the Timothy Plan just rung a bell because it was one of the things on your list, but you don't know much about it is what you're telling me. Because
Correct.
It has kept up pretty close to the S&P the last time I looked at it. So, and they are selecting stocks that are, I guess the best way to say it is anti-sin stocks, if you will. So no alcohol, no tobacco, no drug companies that are doing the abortion pill, no anything that follows an evangelical belief system. No wines, no alcohol of any kind, no tobacco of any kind will be the two primaries. And then, again, anything having to do with the right to life, those sorts of things, that's where Timothy's going to fall, all right? And then you can get into that. Now, I like the fact that your heart is telling you to try to do this, okay? I do want to give you... because my heart functions the exact same way. I don't want to do things with money that God gave me to manage that is dishonoring to Him. And that's your approach, I assume, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, once I did that, then I had to think through, okay, what is really happening here? All right. Let me give you an example. If you disagree with something morally that Company A is doing, and so you don't buy Company A's stock, that does not, if you did buy Company A's stock anyway, that company does not get the money. I'm buying that stock from Jade, who's selling it. Unless the company is doing a treasury issue or an initial public offering, they're not getting the money when you buy the stock.
That's a very good point.
So you're not funding the thing that they're doing when you buy their stock. Now, are you benefiting when they make money from the thing that they're doing? Yes, you would be. So that would be valid. But if I buy like George posted the other day that his Tesla reached 200,000 miles. He was real proud the battery lasted that long. And we made fun of him for it and all this. Well, some of these lefties that are going berserk on Elon all trash George in the columns because he has no ethics. George did not buy the Tesla new. He bought it from a guy named whatever, Joe. Joe got the money, not Elon. So there's no ethical consideration for George buying a used Tesla, nor positive or negative. He did not support Elon or, whichever side of that you want to come down on. So it's just stupid people posting in George's comments, which is generally who posts in comments anyway. But, and I was just laughing at him at lunch. He's telling me about this because he reads the comments. I don't read them. And he told me about this. And I'm like, George, number one, stupid people. Number two, you bought a used Tesla. Now, Rachel bought a new Tesla.
Okay.
So, Rachel,
she
you
has
could
no
trash
defense?
because she supported, and she didn't do it to support Elon. She did it because she wanted a car with a battery, or whatever. And she didn't even do it for climate change. She did it because she thought it was cool.
Just like the car.
But anyway, but you see what I'm saying? So the deal, Brian, is if you're buying stock in one of these companies, you're buying it from someone else who's selling it, not from the company. That's the thing. The second thing I had to consider in my decision-making period, and I'm not trying to talk you out of doing what you're doing. I think you can do what you're doing successfully if you'll manage your portfolio closer and do stuff like the Timothy plan has done. They have proven it's doable, okay? Now, the second thing I had to decide is I also do business in other places with companies that engage in things I don't. So if you're anti-alcohol and anti-tobacco, I don't know where you're going to buy groceries because they sell tobacco.
Well, I'm thinking about oil and how everything goes back to oil. Like you got,
I don't know how
it's hard to do anything.
I don't know how you're going to support. I mean, your bank supports United Way, which supports Planned Parenthood. So they're doing abortions with your bank money. So, but how far down this rabbit hole are you going to go to measure everything and try to figure out who's doing what and which CEO's got a personal life you agree with and doesn't? I can't keep up with all of it. It's too much legalism for me. And so there may be a Hustler magazine in the market inside when I bought gas out at the pump. So I guess I supported pornography. I don't know. But I don't think that's not how my brain works. So, like if I don't engage somewhere in the process, I don't have any influence anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Those are some thoughts I went to, and so I quit worrying about it.
Yeah.
I'm not flippant about it. I'm not going to directly invest in a company that's doing harm to people. And if I can't stand what they're doing, I generally quit buying their products in general. Just as a personal thing, it makes me want to throw up, so I just don't do it. But it's not really some big boycott. It's not really some holiness thing on my part. It's more of just a temper fit.
I think, Dave, what you said is exactly right. Unfortunately, we do live in a broken world, and whatever you choose to focus on, there's going to be a rabbit hole. I mean, if I say, Dave, who made that shirt? Where'd that come from? Was that
Rut-row? I got no idea.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could pick anything and go down a deep rabbit hole. And as people, we can't carry all of those burdens all the time. We're not intended to. And that's where my brain goes, because there's a cause, and probably a very meaningful cause underneath every stone that you turn if you go down deep enough. And I just think it's in a moment, what are you choosing to focus on? And I think, like, for him, if that has been a convicted area in his heart, go with it.
Like I said, I'm fine with going with it. I'm just telling you how I...
Yeah.
And I don't spend an inordinate amount of time trying to only find quote unquote ethical stocks to invest in.
Yeah, it's just
and that's my reasoning, mainly because their company's not getting the money anyway, and I don't think George benefited, because I'm positive George did not benefit Elon by buying a used Tesla. Elon didn't get the money, stupid. That's how it works. Come on. I mean, it's just dumb. Well, it's ethical consideration. Who are you typing this on? An iPhone? You moron. It was made by a child in China? I mean, come on. Jeez, you people in your mother's basement with an opinion. You drive me nuts.
Thanks for tuning in to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires. Need help with your investments? Connect with a SmartVestor Pro at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor or click the link in the show notes. Ramsey Solutions is a paid non-client promoter of participating pros. Learn more at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.